morning, afternoon, evening, or night, depending where you are in the world. Hi everyone, it's me! And my sound is working, so I better mute it on here. Okay. So how is everybody? Oh, it's Pete. Well, he's already started. Pete's already started with the hydration. Nothing like warm Coca-Cola because there wasn't any in the fridge. That was a well-timed sad trombone. Hi Pete, how are you doing?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Chinner! There you go. Look at that. Give me a drink too, actually. Cheers to all of you. And welcome. I hope everyone's doing good on this Saturday. I'm busy escaping the heat while I do this because I don't think it's quite as warm as it has been here lately, but it's been super hot. Super hot. Alright, so, and I'm trying to, what was I know I was working on the violin, which I want to finish, and I have to do the bow and the sword. And those are the main three things. I actually, just so you could see, let's see if that's yeah, that should be good. I did do some highlighting. It's very subtle on all the blue diamonds. So I got them all done. I don't have the green ones finished. But I said painting diamonds is kind of boring. So yeah, I also have to do the belt, the sword, and some of the metal bits. So I said I hope everyone's well. Of course, as a reminder, I'm link friendly. So if you get any projects you're working on you want to share, by all means share them. I'm looking at the cap, this little piece, and it's got like cracks in it, and I'm not sure how. So last night too, I was sitting there playing with, I got a whole bunch of, because I got that mega bundle, I got a whole bunch of new brushes. I was actually playing with them last night. And they're pretty good. I think I love my Winsor Newtons, but those aren't bad. I mean, I don't think they're going to last as long, but they, good chisel point to them, and they're all from Reaper, actually. Of course, because they came in the mega bundle. So I think the first thing I'm going to do, I also tried to straighten up the strings a little bit. I'm a bit happier with them. I mean, it's what it is. It's basically you kind of have to freehand them on there. You need donations to buy a boat. Well, sorry, but I can't help you there. Pete. I only could buy myself one boat, not two, so, everyone bought, not everyone, but people bought two boats because they bought the glow-in-the-dark one. I didn't. I just wanted the one I could really paint. Alright, so I guess I'll start with the violin. So basically what I need to do on this, I just need to highlight some stuff on this thing. And I have a whole bunch of paints now that are out on my, I bought a paint rack from Reaper a while ago. After the last con, after the virtual expo, because it's one of the prizes in one of the boxes. Hi Trader Legion! It's good to see you working about here. And I hope everything's good with you. As I said, I'm link friendly, so if you have something to share. Big share! Oh, I should know. Here's Blizzard. And Fee! Oh my gosh, this is going to be a fun stream. The fun people came out. Well, then again, I think you're all fun, so. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a highlight color for that, for my violin. Because I'm going to sort of edge line it. Get out of the way. I get stuff. I bought a big desk. I think it'd be enough room. But it's not enough room for me to store everything on it that I want. So one of the things I find that works pretty well for highlighting browns is, believe it or not, like flesh tones. especially when I'm using like a kind of reddish auburny color as my. So I'm gonna use bronze skin, I think, to highlight. Let's see. Yeah, I think that'll work. I'm gonna use this bronze skin to highlight the violin. I'm just gonna do the edges. So hi guys! First of all, V, why are your stupid glasses pissing you off today? I didn't need glasses until like this year or last year. Getting old sucks, folks. What room's a bit empty, Pete? And Ball GM, oh, Ball GM, are you streaming today? Or am I gonna have to have the eternal struggle to find someone to raid at 2:30 my time? So let's see. So I'm basically edge lining this thing. I want it to be I want the lines to be thin. And I don't mind going back over it a couple times. No, what do you mean your OBS doesn't want to start? Oh, noes. I have no clue. I've been the queen of friggin' connection issues lately. Oh, V, by the way, that problem is no longer gonna happen. I think now, even though it said there was a bunch of outages in this area, I suspect it was my wireless connection. But you know what? I'm now in the room with my new desk, and I'm hardlined into my router, so it should not happen again. I was so disappointed. I was having so much fun in your show too, and then that happened. I'm like, are you kidding me? It figures. As I said, I started thin. I'm going back over it to make it a little lighter so that it stands out. When you're dealing with small things, you want things to really stand out, so contrast is key when it comes to minis. I was in my basement where that happened, by the way. So let's see. Oh yeah, let me go back to the glasses issue. So okay, I was playing Beat Saber, and the anti-glare coating got rubbed off because the glasses lens was rubbed against the lens inside the VR. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, that sucks though. And now there's a bit of my glasses lens on the ones I see out of where there's a smudge I can't move. Oh, V, that sucks. Yeah, it's nothing like smudges on your glasses. Yay! All right. So today is a Goblin double feature day. So once I'm done here, I go raid the Ball GM. And you know, he's great, by the way. So you should all follow him. And actually, if you haven't, you guys should follow this guy. He's a really good painter, too. He said he's one of my fellow goblins. Actually, oh, okay, you could see a V, and you know I'm doing a shout out for you. You know you're probably already gone. Actually, I need a bunch of shout outs because there's that, and then of course there's do the shout out first at Big Jim, home of the crazy real estate stream, which unfortunately goes against mine on Wednesdays. But that's fine. I don't mind. People want to go watch that instead when it's running, go, because it's probably insane. Why does the bot hate you? What did I miss as I eye creeps up the channel trying to figure out what... Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Oh, it didn't work. What? Did it not? You know what? The shout out thing has been iffy on a lot of places. Let's try this again. I don't think it worked. My thing got in the way. There you go. Did I get everybody? Okay. Nah, something, I swear to God, something is going on with that. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Something weird is going on with that, with the shout out thing. And by the way, if I missed you, it's not because I don't love you. I love you all. It's just that my brain, it's a Saturday and my brain is probably a bit squirrel brained. Yeah, no, of course, Big Jim. I gave you one. I even told him about your crazy. Well, you also paint minis, and I hope I see you next week, because next week, of course, next Sunday, is the next painting party at the Queen's Gambit in Methuen. Any local yokels are around lurking about my channel right now, you are all invited to come paint with me in person. And I wish all of you lived nearby so we could all do that. I think it's one of the great joys in my life is hanging out with people to paint minis. Well, actually, I could just end that at hanging out with people. I love to hang out with people. I mean, the one thing is, at least I said, during this pandemic, I got to work, so it wasn't like I wasn't seeing people, but they were my coworkers, which are not bad, but I still would rather hang out with my friends, too. My workplace is kind of a weird, dysfunctional family. Although I think I'm going to kill some of those. I'm going to kill some of those coworkers. I mean, in some ways it's not their fault, but they're not being trained right. So there's some subtle highlighting. I said I'm doing edge lining, so let's see if I remember which white spot on this palette. My palette is my palette looks kind of scary right now. It needs to be. I need to put a new piece of paper in. But it was still in decent shape, and you can recycle that paper. One of the things I say is a key to mini painting is having a fairly light hand. And to maybe even, I won't say dry brush, but to not have tons of paint on your brush, unless you're base coating, then that's fine. You know, you're base coating, you're just kind of slathering paint over it. But when you're highlighting, and you want things to kind of blend, a light hand and not a ton of paint to make it easy to blend in. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. I can try to get in there and get that part of it. As I said, I don't think I did myself any favors by making this pose. Also, it's kind of a challenge to make this pose too. It takes a lot of going back and forth on oh, what the hell is it called? Basically, it's where you pose everything. The advanced posing. You know, I was going to say, I don't know who you're trying to harass and drown, but I'm good at ignoring things, so. You know what's nice about having a mini and paint? I can just, you know, I don't have to look at chat. I have to look at the mini. I do always try to keep one eye on chat, though. I do hope, though, if you're not talking, you're hobbying. and I don't care what kind of hobbying. Something that brings you that you're zen. I don't know if I want to do the bottom. I probably should do the bottom too. Hydrate has a time limit unless you use bits. There's a time limit of 15 minutes because I'm not going to just sit here and drink unless you pay me. It's basically one of the reasons why I do this stream, don't laugh, is to get stuff done. That is not commission work, that is my work for me. I thought it was a nice excuse to get stuff off my shelf of shame. Although I'm about to have a closet of shame, as all my minis. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I have it set for 15 minutes. The closet of shame is right behind me, and that's where everything's gonna go. Let me check. I mean, I can check it, but fewer rewards, channel points, words and challenges. I mean, when I originally did it, it got screwed up. Where is hydrate? Hydrate's right at the top. Nope, says 15 minutes with a limit of 100 uses. So it's set to 15 minutes. I think you're just trying to jump the gun. And no, I do not have a separate Pete the Hydrator thing that says limit him to 1 use per session. I put it to a number that'll never be reached. Maybe in a 12-hour stream, but I doubt that. I don't know if a 12-hour stream would still be enough every 15 minutes. I'd have to. Nope, that still wouldn't be enough. See, it works fine, Pete. Twitch is not broken. Since we're 23 minutes in, 5 minutes into that was when I started. Then again, we also commented that the timers are a little wonky on the shout out command too. I don't know why, because I didn't think I had a. In fact, I shouldn't have a cooldown. I got V's in the other two. Hey, hi, Fazarina. Fazurna. That's what it is. Wait, I'm gonna check something here. Are you the one who posted the? I'm trying to remember the name because. Are you the one that posted the orc with the squig tattooed on his arm, Fazurna? I think it was you, right? Hi, JJ. Yes, you did. Okay, so I don't have it up here. It's downstairs. So yeah, we think alike. We both think squigs are to be honored. They are like their loved ones and their pets, you know, like our cats or dogs or whatever. That's the way at least it works in my mind. So basically, years ago, I made the Daka Jet. This is going to be perfect because my whole army, I want to have my whole army around squigs. And since they came out with the beast snaggers, perfect. So I actually took and he painted his pet squig on the nose cone of his Daka Jet. And I was so proud of it because I don't do a lot of freehanding. Your little tattoo came out so good. If you want, at some point, I'll find a picture of it later and I'll throw it on Chris's Discord. But I love it. I love it. You had so much character in that orc. Actually, I'm link friendly, so if you have it, if you wanna share the picture with everybody, if you get it on social media, please post the link. I will gladly, I will definitely share it with the class, so to speak. Yay, thank you, Ball GM. You know what? I love squigs too. That's why I want a whole army based on squigs. I bought the set of them from Age of Sigmar. Oh my god! Ball GM! You get... So basically, this week, I think it was actually yesterday, I took the, my emotes, and you actually should have access to the moist emote that's got the little 1K the 1K bits underneath it, which I think is live. I believe it was approved. So you unlock the moist emote to use permanently, I think. I can't believe you've already done 1,000 bits. Congrats! You're the first. See, Pete, the Ball GM is a streamer, so he knows. I would be so sad if I had to pull that off. Although that's funny. Who actually used that? Because it didn't pop up in my chat. That's weird. Okay, maybe Twitch is being weird today. Someone used the soundboard and it didn't pop up. That's kind of weird. Alright. Is that... a little more. That's why I never get that. You did. That's weird. It didn't pop up. I don't know if it sees it on your chat, but it didn't pop up on mine. Some point I'm painting up a crab so I can actually have it dance on stream when you guys play that. This is such a tight fit. I do have, I did add one more sound thing, but I did add it for bits, because I felt like it needed something, and I can't add any more channel point ones. I added, that's what she said. So that's on there. CG Mini Penny, Chris, and Jen, hi guys! I always love it when you drop by. How you guys doing? And if you got anything you guys want to share, go ahead. I was trying to get for Zerna to... Oh wait, he did share it. Oh my god, I friggin' totally spaced it because Ball GM hit 1,000 bits. I was like excited. He could actually use my thing I put up. All right, let me get this. I love this orc. I love the mask on him too. Let me go to display pics and turn it on. Look at this guy. I assume if I click this button, I love the mask, and you have a purple glove. So purple is the greatest color ever, guys. There it is. See that squig tattoo? That's so good. And it's hand painted. That's not a decal or anything. That is, I was zoomed in really close. That is, considering how tiny that is, that's freaking impressive. Now the one on the nose cone, not so tiny. So probably not quite as hard to do. I love this guy. Love this guy so much. And orcs are the best faction. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, look, like he's carrying around a gas tank. I'm sure that's safe. Right? Okay. That is such an awesome figure. That's not what I wanted to put on here. We're going to this, and then we'll put Twitch. Okay. Isn't that tattoo is so freaking good? There you go, Ball GM. See, you get the one with the little. That actually says what bits level you. How many times you cheered? It's on the little emote for you. So, Orcs are amazing. I'll tell you what, orcs to me as a painter are probably the most fun to do because you get there's a lot of freedom in them. I mean, to me, if you paint them as an army where they all look alike, that's not what orcs are. Orcs are scavengers. I mean, they all just sort of appeared in the world. They're from fungus, so they grew, and they have nothing. So everything they have is scavenged. So everything should look different. Now, my recommendation, make it look a little more like an army, is put like a thread of color that's a common color, and of course make your bases, similar. Make the bases the same, but otherwise, have fun with them. I mean, that's the best part. Make them different. Make them individual. Make them orcs. I'm so happy. I said I do promise to come back to visit you some point on your stream, Chris, because work has just been so bad that I just mentally can't handle watching a stream right now and trying to focus on work, which is unfortunate because I really enjoy listening to everyone's streams, but I don't think I get quite as much work done. So I have to focus on work right now, which makes me sad. I think the violin is more or less done. I'm gonna go to, I didn't post the reference picture. I will post that too. By the way, Fazerna, let's see. Oh, I think I followed you. Did I? Yep, I followed you. I want to make sure I followed you already, so I did. So I'm going to go to Hero Forge because this is a mini, of course, that was designed by me in Hero Forge for this character, which is an Aasimar Bard. And I used the painting, the color where you could color your minis, the painting feature, to paint her up on screen. So I have a guide. Why are you being slow? There should be nothing slow about this anymore. I'm hardwired in. Alright, there we go. And show everybody what I'm working on here. There she is. I mean, it's not going to be exact, but at least get the colors and such. Especially for like the violin. So that's what I'm going for. So the next thing up, I know I want to highlight, some of the black things, the little black features like the chin plate and yeah, there's this right here, the chin plate. I want to highlight that stuff, but I'm going to do the bow next so I can highlight them all at once. Well, you deserve it, Fazerna. You deserve it. I mean, by the way, all you guys out there who make minis, I mean, there's the reason why I picked the Muse, because I think mini painting, there's a lot of inspiration. Are you talking about the pirate? Let's see. You guys talk about the pirate ships? So I would like to paint at least part of it on stream, but I think it's going to be kind of boring. There's a lot of... The ships are huge. But I am thinking about doing... Because technically... Alright, technically, my entire theme for this... The Painted Hero Tavern is where we feature heroes like Sondiel here. I'll see you, Shanur. I hope you come back before it's over. But anyways, a lot of things I want to paint things that are featured in games, or I actually use them on a gaming table and such. And the pirate ship from Reaper, yeah, I'm going to paint it based on my character Rosa. And you know what? I have Rosa here. Rosa's still not finished, but here's Rosa, the Raven, who's my character for it. She's close to being done. That's her ship. So so technically it qualifies as a piece I'm using in a game, even though I'll probably never use it in a game because, well, it's the scale is not right for the maps. So the DM would just assume not use it. Maybe I'll convince him to try to use it in the last battle or something. See, look at that, Pete. You don't always have to hit the hydrate button. I'll just do it. Actually, no. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to paint is the violin. And I'm going to start with black, and I'm going to use... oh, wait. I used Besmera black last time, didn't I? So I have all I have all of these wonderful paints from the Pathfinder line because I got enough things picked in the showcase at ReaperCon last year, which was all virtual, that I earned enough money to basically to buy the entire set. So, hey, mini painting can entering contests can pay off. So always give it a little shaky, shaky, shaky. I don't have one of those shakers. I don't have a warthog or. Damn it! I wish I could remember what Capnet Master named his. I think it's like a Steve or something like that. I don't have a Steve. Hey, Chris and Jim, are you guys working on something today? By the way? Because usually you do, when you do pop in to put on my stream, you usually are working on building something or... Otherwise, I can ask later. I think I'm going to paint in here because it is a string that's kind of separated, which means I'm going to have to lighten the top of the bow a bit to give some distinction between this gap right here. You'll see what I'm talking about when I get it done. Sadly, I don't think this thing will be finished. Oh wait, there was white on top of there somewhere. I'll go to my reference picture. Okay, I didn't completely cover. Plus it's white. White will cover. Holy mackerel, there's so many of you out there today. I'm thrilled. I'm glad I'm not just sitting here talking to I'm never sitting here talking to myself, but I'm glad there's a bunch of you out there that I'm talking to. So I don't care if I'm that horribly neat because I'm going to paint over this stuff. Some cases too, it helps me to actually see it a little better if I have it all painted the same color. I'm just going to go over that. When it dries, I can see the lines pretty good. This is a little nerve-wracking because there's not a lot of room here for error, and I don't want to hit my hand. I mean, I'll touch it up if I have to, but I don't like doing things I already did. Although I just realized I probably should nail down in there. Nope, where's my fair highlight? Actually, it's shattered. I'll go even a little darker. Wow, everybody get quiet. I said, I hope you guys are all working on stuff. I said that the truth be told, I said workers are welcome, especially if they are working on projects. Mini paint bonus points if they're mini painting projects. I said I'm not particular. I love doing crafts. I used to do a lot more crafts before I got into this, and don't have time to really do any of the other stuff that I used to do. Because I used to do cross stitching and plastic canvas needlework, which is really cool stuff because you could build 3D things with it. I have like a whole Christmas village I did when I was a kid. I was in high school, and I still break that thing out every year. You are working on more. Oh my God! You get bonus points. You get double the bonus points because you're working on orcs. Are you working on some D&D characters with the background stories for Goblin Paint? Oh, are you up to that point of Goblin Paint where you have to now start actually writing stuff? Ball GM? Because that was one of the things, was like finding time to write. That was sort of one of the reasons why I sort of fell off and took a long hiatus. But then when I got back to when I started doing the 365, I'm like, well, I'll have plenty of minis that will qualify for the challenge. That was the other thing too, is, dedicating time to paint minis outside of my commissions to complete that challenge. I'll tell you what, I'm thrilled. I can't wait till I get the Goblin King mini and the rewards from that. I want the certificate because I want to hang it in my office. This is one of the times I wish Mortar was looking around my channel, just because I could say, hey, I can't wait. I like have minis. I'm trying to get. All right, well, it's in there. I can do some of that work when my. Yeah, see, I do. Yeah, see, I actually end up writing a lot of my stories at work on my. Well, try to write on my breaks or in between jobs. Shh, don't tell anybody. I do try. I said most of the time I try to do stuff that's either on breaks or I don't. I can't really. I don't really have time these days to do anything that's not on a break. I'm gonna paint that too. That's the thing, if you've got a space at work, like I have a desk and basically I got a cubicle, but the cubicle's only about this high on me. I can see over the top, well, maybe a little lower, probably about this high on me. It's about it's probably as tall as the pirate ship box is, standing on its end. But I got a desk and there's drawers. I have a drawer of shame at work. I brought in stuff that, I might, if I didn't have anything to do or forgot to bring something from home, I have it there. I've never had that problem, though, of actually forgetting to bring something to do from home. All right, I am going to, I think I'm going to grab that wolf gray. This wolf gray paint, you can tell I've loved it so much. That's what I end up doing for the strings. I had it out last night and I was like, I'm going to adjust the strings a little bit while it's after my daily paint. You can see all the mini, because I basically paint something every night. And the posts go up about 1 to 2 in the morning Eastern time, because I'm an idiot for being up that late. And you can always check it out. I also have the tags. I have Goblin Army and Mini Painting. Goblin Army probably is a good one to look for it though, but all of them are there. Posting on Twitter to me is like part of the challenge. And actually, I've been kind of happy. I've been very happy with my with what I've been doing lately. I don't know if I've probably been taking too long on them though. Actually, maybe that should be, yeah, that probably should be black too right there. That's more part of the handle. What we got? I worked in a factory, so I need to do it on my phone and my breaks, but it'll brighten my day. Yeah, oh, yes, it definitely brightens my day. Yeah, I see, technically I work in a factory too, but so as I've mentioned before, my day job is I'm a graphic designer in I am like the pre-press department. There's somebody else there, but the reality is she actually does digital printing. So technically, she is a pressman or woman in this case. And she's technically the head of pre-press. But most of the stuff she does is actually production work. And thank God for that, because I'm not really good at running those machines. I can run them. That's about it. I'm going to have to go back over the black on this side. So, but in a matter of speaking, yeah, I do work in a factory. I work in a print shop. And we do a lot of stuff for high tech. Even we've done a huge gamut of things. We've done a lot of stuff for high tech and med tech, which is why we've been open through the pandemic, and I'm very proud of that. In fact, I was actually helping to make stuff for medical equipment. One of the products I actually really enjoyed is I actually made covers for the face shields. That I can't remember if it was New York or something like that. It was like, because you need something to cover over, like right here, because it's exposed adhesive, and to stick the faceplate onto the headband. It said it's like exposed adhesive, and you don't want that, obviously. So you make a cover-up label to go over it. But we also make a lot of things like, the little labels that go on the back of your computer that get your serial numbers and things on it. Probably not the most creative work, but it's very technical, and I'm a fairly technical person. Hey, Ball GM, what kind of stuff do you do at your factory? Or what does your factory make? Just out of curiosity, if you're still lurking about. Now, the back side of this thing is not as good as the front side of this thing. My nose is itchy. Oh, I think I did still ding my I can see I dinged my hand. I blorfed my hand. otherwise, that came out okay. You work at a meat factory. I'm a sausage maker. Oh boy, don't tell the goblins of Mortar that fact. There is definitely jokes there. I make 200 to 300 sausages an hour, depending on the size. No, that's cool. And you're in Germany, so my lord, that's like. So German sausage is like famous, world famous. So do you actually you actually mix all the spices and everything, like you so that you actually mix all the spices in and things, so you actually have to like know how to make sausage? That's my VPN. I'm in the oh, yeah, that's right. I'm an idiot. Yeah, you're in the Netherlands. I knew that. I think my glasses are making my nose itchy. I don't know why. For suddenly I thought you were in Germany, but I knew it. I knew you were you're friggin' Dutch. Oh, there's so many of you. I'll tell you what, one of the best things about getting into, first of all, the goblins of Mordor and Twitter has been all of you guys that I've met through it, that I now have friends worldwide. But sometimes my old brain doesn't remember where the hell you guys are. Because my brain is old. I'm going senile. I probably am going senile. It runs in my family. Forget it. No, that looks okay. I'm just gonna leave it. I feel like I still need to even this off a little bit. I'm like debating what to do. I probably should paint it gray. And this needs some smoothing out. Hi, by the way, hi Dio. Love that self-banning now to save the trouble. Well, he knows I actually put that command up for him, but it is a command where you can put pretty much banhammer anybody you'd like. I'm still waiting for the day when like this entire thing becomes just a big banhammer fight on chat. I really wish I could put sound effects in there too, because then I put a bonk sound effect. I'm still thinking I want to do an actual banhammer that has Dio on the name of it, on the side of it. No problem. All right, so Paul Jim, no problem. Nate, do not do that. I get the meat. Put it in a big grinder. Oh, okay, yeah. I said, do you put the spices in and everything? That's still a lot of meat. That's a lot of work. Yeah, no wonder you don't have time to really chill and paint meat. And I guess you really don't have a desk. You have no idea how happy and fortunate I am that I have a desk, and I know it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to paint that little bit. So there was a little bit on here, right there, that's actually white, but I'm going to paint it gray. Because if I want to highlight it at all, you need to start with gray. You can't highlight white. There's really nowhere to go from there. You got to start with an off-white or a gray. But hey, Trader, that's what he does. He comes on this channel and he lurks about, which is cool. But he always comes on, just bans himself, and then disappears into the wind. I always appreciate, though, when he comes on and hits the ban hammer. So the other thing I'm hoping that I miss all the supposedly we're supposed to get thunderstorms today because this heat wave's about to break. And we could get some real good ones too. And I know it's already started because down in the southern part of the state of Massachusetts, they're, I need to actually, I noticed like right there, sorry, this is how I told you I'm squirrel brained. But there are thunderstorms currently in the southern part of the state. I saw a severe thunderstorm warning pop up for down towards the Cape Cod. I'm at the opposite end of Massachusetts. I think I might add a little bit of this wash. It's a little bit of directed shading. So I'm just not trying to cover the whole thing. I'm just trying to really get it in the crack. No desk. So I've worked at the office at the factory for 2.5 years, but then I get stress symptoms. Therapists came to the conclusion that I'm not the guy that sits still in a chair all day. Yeah, it's fair. You know, not everybody is. I think in my case it helps because I have to do a lot of thinking for my job. There is quite a bit to printing, to silkscreen printing, that people don't know. Especially, out of all things, people, designers. And it's not anybody's fault, except for in the educational system. I don't think designers are really trained for commercial printing. They're trained to do web design, and in fact, it seems like graphic designers these days not only have to know how to like do silkscreen printing or do digital printing or things like that. Or to design, promotional stuff, whatever the company's looking for. But then you also have to be like the webmaster too, and it's like, that would not be me, which is why I'm really glad I got the job I got. I look once in a while. I do actually look once in a while to see what is out there. In case there is, in case I want to consider a change. Part of me doesn't want to really consider a change because I'm 50. I'm old. And I don't really want to change at this point. I'm going to go back over this. Since these areas are kind of low. Oh wow, her hand goes that far around? I'm actually doing a slightly darker flesh tone. Oh yeah, I think it does actually go further around than I had it. Sometimes it's hard to tell. I'm gonna just... But the thing of it is, it's like, even though I sit at a desk most of the day, my brain is always active. And there's a few jobs that are, they're old hat. I mean, it's basically putting copy in a radius corner rectangle. Not much to that. It's when somebody wants 10 colors with an embossing tool and, oh my God, all sorts of, I've seen a lot. They'll put the colors in such a way that you can't print them with the silkscreen press. I'm just gonna go over this and I'm gonna go over it again. I said it's a great challenge. I do really enjoy that aspect of my job though. If I really need need to get thin, I'll just use one of my new brushes. And one of the brushes that Reaper actually gave us in that pack is a 20-aught brush, which I don't prefer to use because it doesn't tend to hold the paint. Like the paint dries out on fast because you can't get as much on it. And then I'm going to go back in and clean this up a little. This is kind of underneath. I think all professions have things other people do not know already. That's for sure. And I'll tell you one thing. I'm pretty sure I have no real clue what you do. It's true. It's true. I mean, and when you're an insider and you know, it's like you realize just how much there is to, yeah, pretty much everything. And it doesn't matter what it is, whether you clean houses or you, oh Lord, bartend, or, you know, I don't know, there's just so many professions out there. Fix computers, everything. They all have their special things that you need to know. And people don't, I don't think people appreciate what people do either. You know what, if you're doing something I'm not, I will always appreciate it because it means you know something I definitely don't know. Oh, with meat, and with, by the way, with working in a meat factory, I mean, you also have a lot of, I assume you have a lot of regulations you have to deal with. Because you're making something people eat. You know, if that gets screwed up, I don't have to say how bad that could be. I mean, you know, I said I don't think I have to say how that, the possibilities, we've seen it too. I mean, we've seen it in this, you know, we've seen it everywhere when things get screwed up in a meat factory or any kind of food processing. Oh my God, excuse me. Trying to find a gray. So basically, I put out all my, like my my new paint rack. I put out like a lot of my special colors that I get in those fast palettes. I don't think I see a gray I want to use. So time to look at my other paint boxes here and see if I can. Oh yeah, oh I believe it, yeah. For the free rules about it. Every 6 months? I'm surprised it's not a year, but as I said, considering we're dealing with food here, it makes sense though. You have to be on top of this stuff. All I can remember, see, like, and I remember my dad was a vending mechanic, and he had a refrigeration license, so he could handle refrigerants. And he had to have, but that wasn't even every year. That was every, like, I think 5 or 10 years. He had to actually go back to school and get recertified. Yeah, I want this. Yeah, I want it a little darker. Maybe I'll add a little. So I'm going to try a gauze or gray. And I might actually darken it up because I'm looking for something to highlight my black. But I don't want it to be, I want it to be, once again, be subtle. You're for Zerna, you're a nurse, right? I would like to say I don't underlook it. I've definitely appreciated the nurses that I've come across. Yeah, no, I mean, I think a lot of people though. I think when it's used and it's your family member, I think we totally appreciate it, especially when you have a good bedside manner, because there's nothing like, we need that. That might be the most important thing you do, at least for the families. Bringing them the pills, but I mean, you have to deal with so much, well, crap, in a way, too, I think, in some cases. It said it's the toughest major at the college I went to. I'm going to put this on, but I'm going to probably darken it up a little bit more. I want kind of a blended thing here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we do without nurses, to be honest. You guys, to me, you see the patients a lot more than the doctors do. So, honestly, to me, you guys have always been the MVPs. The doctors they call the shots, they come up with the treatments. But you guys are the ones who ensure that those treatments get to the patients. So honestly, I'm trying to want less paint. Just gonna go along that edge. Like the violin, I'm kind of edge lining here. All you 40K people out there would appreciate the edge lining. But yeah, so for the record, Frizerna, I totally appreciate what you do, especially right now. I mean, I think the whole world has a new appreciation for nurses because of COVID. It's been, it's dangerous. I mean, when you're dealing with a pandemic. But what I say, you will never be unappreciated by me, for sure. I'm actually come to think of it, she ended up having kids and she hasn't gone back to it, but one of my relatives is a nurse too. She went to that college, same college. I went to Salem State, well now it's a university. I went in the Witch City, by the way. That was a ton of fun at Halloween. In fact, we're going to go there. We're going to actually, me and some friends are probably going to go up and visit Salem, Mass. Not next weekend, because next weekend's painting party. The weekend after. I mean, is it too much when you're scoping out things for a game and you actually go just use that as an excuse to go visit the place? Because that's what we're doing. We're actually scoping out we're actually scouting out for a game. We're gonna do Vampire, the Masquerade. And we thought, why don't we do everyone's done like the big cities. Why don't we do Salem by night? So let's see. Fall GM also says, it's a year for the refresher course, but we have a lot of temp workers, so the company does it every 6 months. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. And that is one of the things that bothers me. My coworkers, 90% is, that's fair. That's very fair. Even in my place is not that many. My place, a lot of people start out as temps, but they don't remain that way. They get hired permanently. It's more or less I think a lot of companies do that today, though, where people start out as temps, so they can try them out first before they decide whether or not they want to hire them full time. You have to work face masks all day in the factory. That makes it in 12 hours a day. I have a lot of respect for anyone in healthcare right now. A lot of respect for you if you have to do that all day. I'll tell you one of the things that has been very fortunate about my job is we don't work around food. So I think face masks are probably not a bad idea, even if you're working around food. So I assume that face masks all day happened before COVID, or has it just been that's been all the time, right, Ball GM? Because I would imagine. But the fortunate thing in my place is if you're at your desk and no one is near you, you don't have to wear your mask. Or at least you didn't. I mean, now mask wearing is kind of, I realize I'm falling off the screen here. Mask wearing is kind of optional. Basically, if you can wear a mask if you want. My supervisor does because she's got somebody vulnerable at home. But it's not mandatory unless you're not vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, then you have to wear your mask. That tends to be the policy. Most places. I'm not as nearly nervous about catching as I was before this, because vaccinations, I think, even help out with the variant where people don't get as sick. Because you've already built up a quasi-immunity to it. So, and I appreciate anybody who's got to wear a mask all the time. Because I'm going to have to when I go to ReaperCon. I'm pretty sure masks are going to be mandatory there. At least indoor spaces. But I will gladly do that. I will just make sure I bring something. I'm going to need one for the flight. My company actually gave us some really nice fabric masks. Printed with the company logo, of course. That I will be using. They're comfortable, so... Needs a little more. I didn't get enough paint. I'm basically taking a splotch of white paint that's on my palette, but it's dried enough on top that it's a little hard to. It's wet still. It's usable, but it's just dry enough on the top of it that it's not picking up real well. Really? That's... Huh. There we go. Along the sides, along in there, it does sort of chill off into the gray. So it is indeed, because we can't keep 6 feet distance on the work. Yeah, that's the thing. Anybody, we have an assembly room because we do make components. We'll actually print circuits, which is really cool. And we have an assembly room where we put things together, but there's not 6 feet worth of distancing in the room. The reason why I suspect that, I think it's actually evidence, what I've seen at work, that masks do work. Because other than one time where I think that it got spread from person to person in that room, and it was that room mostly, for the most part, someone will catch it, and the thing of it is that room has not been, there's a lot more people, there were a lot more people that didn't get infected either that work in that room. And we never had another thing after that. We never had an outbreak there after this happened. Is people were catching it at home, and they would either realize, they would, as soon as they realized they had it, they have to stay home. So I think that was a lot that cut down on transmission within the company. So I hear there'd be like 2 cases or 3 cases, and they weren't like in the same department. I do suspect, though, masks are a lot of it. And I think a lot of transmission happens at home where you're not wearing one. Alright, so I think that's the violin. What do we think, huh? I know I hear that music in my head again. From my favorite new music group called La Pieta. Look them up, they're awesome. Oh wait, I know what I got to do. I need to highlight the bowstring. I don't want to go full all out bright white. I'm going to stick with the bleached linen that I really, really love to use for all my off-white painting needs. Maybe not all, but a lot of them. So that's it. Wear your masks and get your shots. It's not that bad. I survived it. If I can survive it, so can you. And I have things going on basically where I got other effects that people don't get when I get the shot. So I have like a minor autoimmune issue where there's something floating around my system that, don't laugh, causes me to break out. It's really just more annoying than anything else. And yeah, when I got the shot, I broke out. So that was fun. I look more scary than anything else. But fortunately, most of it's hidden. It's not on my face, not on my arms. It's just basically from my neck down to my waist. And that's it. But it does get itchy. I know, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't be talking about this. Confession time. If I'm ever not streaming, that could be a reason why that I'm hiding. But you know what? If I could survive that, you guys can all survive. You can survive it too. All right. I think now that violin is done. So what am I doing now? I am doing the sword. Let me take a look. What time is it? Yeah, it's already 1:43. Pictures. Now here's where the rubber really meets the road, and I have to figure out what the hell I'm doing. If I want to do it non-metal metallic and make this an even longer process, or I want to just make it silver and make it a shorter process. I really dig non-metal metallic, and I have fun with it. I can sort of put off that answer for the time being because on the handle I do have it wrapped with purple. Because of course purple. I have it wrapped with purple, like a purple leather. All right, Ball GM. Yeah, you have 45 minutes. Assuming you're gonna basically wait till I'm done. So I'm using a little bit of P3. I like P3 paints. There's just not a lot of them. Beaten purple. Beaten purple sounds like it should. If you smell it, it sounds like defeat. but it's a great color. I love this color so much. Then again, it's purple, and I love purple as a rule, so. Let's see. I have some of my non-metal metallic stuff up here. I know, part of me wants to do it non-metal metallic because it is such a cool effect. Part of me thinks it's also a royal pain in the butt. I also think, so Reaper kind of has a non-metal metallic trio of these three. Carbon gray, moonstone blue, and foggy gray. Let's see if I get them all in the picture. Wow, my light is too bright. It's the foggy gray is also washed out. The label's washed out. I'm hoping at some point Reaper improves their labeling thing. Actually, I'm gonna see. Let's see. I'm trying to actually move my camera because nope, that's going the wrong way. I need it to be a little higher up. All right. So I say I need to clear my table first. Right now, actually, I was going to say, this table is more or less a dedicated, my desk here is more or less a dedicated painting desk, but I realized I'm going to stream from up here, and I do a couple of D&D, or I do a D&D stream, and I do a Starfinder podcast, where I do need to roll dice. I don't just do it electronically. To improve the labeling? Why? Don't you like mystery paints? Well, yeah, well, any paint's fun, but it would be, you know, it's still nice to have the SKU number, whatever, the name, so I can reorder the paints. That's true. No. You know what? Yeah, but you know, there's like 10 of you on here right now, and you guys are, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. There's like 10 of you on here, and I think most of you guys are all, oh, that's not the right color paint. Jesus, I grabbed green instead of purple. No, that's okay. I said, I know you're working. You're working while lurking, so that makes me happy. And I know you guys are listening. Some of you guys, there's a couple people that have AFK'd. Also don't have my buddy Kevin with me today. Alright, I need the Pokey tool, but the Pokey tool is going to be the new Pokey tool. Look, I've already used it. This thing is even pointier and sharper and smaller than the other Pokey tool I got. Why are you playing Satramon? I get to, you know, maybe I need a sound effect for Pokey tool. I love the Pirate Pokey tool. You know, I wish Rod was around. I wish he would post a link to, he painted his, and it came out so good. I just like to leave mine the way it is. Not for the Pokey tool. Oh, let's see. So let me read. Let's see. I normally do my writing on another desk, but was too lazy to move my laptop from the last stream 2 weeks ago. Yeah, no, I know, I totally know. I've totally done that. I can now be totally lazy with this. You know, I couldn't be lazy before because we were at a game table. Not anymore. I can leave my paints and whatever out on my desk as much as I want. It needs to be lighter. Where's my water? God, I'm losing my mind. Hey, if anyone out there knows where my mind disappeared to and wandered off to, can you find it and throw it in the mail? I know, I looked up when I searched sad trombone, I was thinking maybe Pete had come back because he loves to use sad trombone. Alright, so I want to highlight my purple here. Or at least, now maybe this is more the base color, the mid-tone. There we go, the mid-tone. That's what the word I'm looking for. Because I want to keep the color in the crack dark. Alright. I do feel like I need like a pokey tool, something though. The pokey tool is like legendary. I love the fact that the pokey tool is also good for, it's good for sculpting too. I'm just gonna go, I'm just hitting this again with a little bit of dark. I'm gonna go back over it again. With the lighter color. Which was a little bit of Pharasma purple mixed in, or a little white mixed in with some Pharasma purple. There we go. Then I'm going to highlight this a little bit with something even lighter. Actually, looks like I need to continue it around too. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what direction I want to highlight, because I can always go across, you know, go with those lines, you know, and highlight the edges. Those are going to be tough. Or I can do the top where the light is hitting it. Choices, choices. I'm going to take and add a little more white to my color to lighten it up more. Let's see. I think I'm going to try to go parallel with the lines here. I suppose I could look at the reference picture. Sometimes I want subtle, sometimes I want strong. I'm sort of debating on this. Actually, we could almost do both. Not quite as... That's about what I'm going to give for the inside. Not much, because it's on the inside where nobody really can see it anyways, and I'm not entering this in a competition. Here's the thing, you can cheat on stuff like that if you're not entering it. It just has to look good on a tabletop when you're playing a game. You know, who cares? Paintbrush is getting a little thick here. I'm gonna go back into my darker color. I want to kill some of the highlight. Damn it! I lost part of my highlight here. I hate when that happens. I think a lot of it is there's just not a lot of room on this thing. So I want to blend it in a bit better. I feel like it's just... Gonna darken things up a little bit. There we go. Okay, I think that works. Well, alright, so I think I'm going to start the sword. And what the hell I'll do, I'm going to do a non-metal metallic thing. This may require some thinking. I know it requires some thinking. So I'm going to start out with carbon gray, which is a really good, it's like, to me, it's like one of the few things that Reaper makes. It's actually a really good charcoal, dark gray. I haven't found another that I like. To me, this is definitely one of my recommended colors that you use is carbon gray, or get for your collections. A very good charcoal. Actually, I want a bigger brush for this. My number 0 workhorse brush. just gonna base coat it. Now, not all of her sword is actually silver. Parts of it are, I made it gold. The hilt, I have to look it up. What do I have? Oh, basically, I may change that actually. So basically, this little piece right there, this piece right here, and you know what, I think I'm gonna make that part of it too. The pommel. I may actually want to do part of it even darker. So on the picture, there's like a little slot right there. Let me use this. This has got a better pointer on it. Hey, look, another feature of reason to use a pokey tool. Right in here, that's actually, they showed as super dark. So I may want to actually go in back in there with some black. This is why this little feature that's why the tool on the on Hero Forge is very handy. I still say it's better to paint your minis or to have them painted for Hero Forge because the colors when they print come out very washed out. The other thing is with the color tool is that sometimes you don't have a choice. The things are certainly locked together. I don't know, I'll have to go back and see if I can on my sample piece I can actually, you know, make that just the pommel. But I have a funny feeling it's probably linked in with the rest of the handle, so it's kinda like I said, I did a cow pattern dragonborn as a commission that the guy had ordered as a color mini from Hero Forge. Didn't like the way it came out. That painting, he said he came to the conclusion that painting them are still better. And shit. Oh my god, I'm having trouble here. I'm like dropping stuff here. Shanur, you're back! I popped off of Twitch to check out my picture. So I'm gonna try non-metal metallicing this thing like I've been sort of hinting at. So there's the base coat. I know I said these other parts. Oh wait, let me look again. I'm sort of keeping, so as I was saying, on Hero Forge, some of the things are linked together so you can't make them different colors. Oh, that's actually, oh no, that is, never mind. This here is actually gold too, so I'm gonna leave that. I like that. Gonna have to do a little researching on gold non-metal metallics because I can't friggin' remember what the hell I use for colors. So I'm starting with the I'm gonna start with the silver because that's a bit easier. Or steel. The spot I missed. Okay. Now, one thing I like to do is I do like to go on to, I need to move my drink. Because it's in the way. One thing I like to do is I do like to go on Google Images and such. That's not what I wanted to pick. And I do like to see samples of how other people do it, just to get some ideas. Google Images. Non-metallic. There's actually a listing for non-metal metallic swords. Because this is all sorts of cool ways that can be done. I don't want to make it overly complicated either. A lot of people, now I notice a lot of people, what they like to do is they'll take and they'll highlight half of it and then they'll highlight the bottom half and they basically have it like in 4 parts, which is cool looking. But I don't know how really, I like to do things that are somewhat realistic. And I could just go by what the guidance is on the thing for the sword. That's actually not bad. Here, for reference, I'm going to put it up. So I could paint this all, you know, my mid-tone, and then highlight it. And I said, I think I need to do, I want to put black in there. I think I want to keep this a darker gray. I'm trying to figure out if the light actually changes as you're moving it around. It does. Oh, that's pretty cool. So you got to pick an angle when you do this and go with it. Ooh, that's kind of neat too, right? You just have a little bit of light there. That's kind of neat. And then of course you want to highlight. You want a strong highlight there at the bottom of this. I'm just going to say, you know, reference pictures and things like that really are mini painter's best friend. So what were you doing, Shanur? You went for a walk, right, Shanur? So first thing I'm going to just make my life easier. I'm just going to take some of that Mesmera black. Try to, oh, I think it's, my painting palette needs to be redone. And I think so. Things are starting to dry out. So I hope it was a lovely walk. Oh, yeah, well, okay, maybe not totally a lovely walk. Although it is nice when you are walking distance of stores, isn't it? And you just, it's a good day out. Right now, it's a little warm around here for doing that. But we do actually have a couple of stores that are near, like actually our gaming store is totally within driving distance. Let me go pull up my picture. I will keep an eye on Twitch, but I gotta pull up the picture here and scooch it. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to scooch that over. I'm going to scooch that over. That goes all the way up. As I said, I'm trying to make this very, very, very black. I can kind of see the one on the other side. And because it's so difficult, I'm going to probably totally dwarf it. I'm just not going to care. Because I'm just going to go back over it, that's all. I really like listening and watching other people paint while I'm painting myself. That's what I'm hoping to encourage, believe it or not, with this channel too. 78 minutes is still walking. Sure, it's fine. You're at least walking. You could drive. I mean, you know, you're getting some exercise, which is a good thing. As Fazuna was saying, I really like listening and watching other people paint while I'm painting myself. I really love the feeling of a hobby hangout. You know what? That's one of the things I really am shooting. That's sort of why I framed it, and it's the Painted Hero Tavern. Because really, I would love for all of you to do. I love you guys to chat. Honestly, I can obviously hear. I can hold conversations with myself. But I love that too. That's why I like doing the painting party, you know, and going to conventions. I like doing it in person, but this is the next best thing. I know people are out there painting and hanging out, and that's what I said. I went with the tavern because I want you to go grab yourself a drink. It can be alcoholic, it can be non-alcoholic, and hang out and paint minis. I said I love it so much, and I said I wish I started the stream like a year ago, because it would have really helped to fill a void that I've had by no conventions. That has been one of the toughest parts for me, is not being able to get out there and paint minis with people. But by doing this and knowing that there are people out there listening to the stream, even if you're not talking back, it's close. It's close. Other than the fact, I wish you could talk back and paint at the same time, but I know it's too hard to do that. What other little shadowy? I'm going to go in here. I'm going to actually add a little black. I'm going to put some shadows in here. It's not, the black is not that much darker. Oh, let me see what you get. All right, so hang on. Hang on, Shanur. What did you put up? Plan some painting and start working on these fellas. Oh, I'm excited. Ooh. Oh my god. I'm definitely going to share with the class. I hope that worked. Yep. I'm just peeking to make sure it's on. Oh, I love it. Oh my god, I love it. I almost want to grab it and turn it around. That's so cool. That's a cool sculpt. Wanna tell us who made that mini? Cause I'm interested. Not that I have actual time to paint any more minis. Wait till all the minis come upstairs and I have the set. I have a closet of shame. So what I do for Zerna, I have an earpiece. Earpiece and a microphone, so it's not quite so, but I totally get you. I have a headset too that I use when I'm actually playing games or I'm doing my online streaming stuff, like in terms of gaming stuff. Oh, okay. It's a dice head makeup from Jenny and Krista because they were doing 3D printing. Sadly, I don't think they're doing it anymore because Chris really wanted to focus on the whole streaming end of things, which is fair. I really wanted to get the frickin' baby, the baby monsters he had. I love those. Okay, so the next step on this is I want to paint it, but I want to paint it a gray. I don't want to paint it, I got the Moonstone Blue. And the Moonstone Blue is a good color, but I feel like it's a little, I don't know. Maybe I'll try it. What the hell? I'll try it on a little spot. Or we'll try it on I don't know, we'll try it. But I feel like I want it more gray with only an ever so hint of blue. Screw it. You know what? Nope. I'm making decision. I'm gonna put that Gozer gray, which I think this is a really nice neutral gray. And maybe add a bit of that moonstone blue in with it. One of the biggest keys to non-metal metallic successful is the contrast. You definitely want to go from real dark to light, and you want to keep the spacing pretty close together. That's when it's most effective. And I have done it. I mean, I haven't done it on a ton of projects because non-metal metallics do tend to be more time consuming. But recently, I recently did it on when we had our little mini painting smackdown, and then I had to go back later because it was too time consuming to fit in 4 hours. So I'm gonna do the top here. It's a pretty good color. So I did add a little moonstone blue to it. I want to leave that shadow in there. I will definitely, probably, Shinar, because I'm going to be raiding in about 15 minutes. That's not what I wanted to click on. And then my thing here. We'll see how long I can hang out. I mean, as much I want to hang out and ball GM stream for a bit, but it depends on when my hubby comes home from helping our best friend move some furniture that they ordered. I'm gonna paint this whole thing this color. I notice a lot of things on the Hero Forge mini. Why are you being bad, brush? We're actually fairly flatly painted. You know what? I want a little more variety, so I'm going to actually take some of my dark color, my carbon gray, and I'm going to mix it in. Because I don't want it super, super dark like the carbon, but I do want it a little darker on the side. That also means that most of this non-metal metallic effect is going to happen on Monday. I like that color. I'm going to do it down here. Spot is in shadow, but not as much as in shadow as that little slot right there. I can go a little tiny bit lighter. This is kind of awkward angle. I think I'm going to call that good enough for that side. I can't get in there. I'm going to go back into my original color and I'm going to straighten this shadow line right here. Oh wait, I don't want to do that. I want to go a little lighter. Of course, keep in mind that the paint tends to dry darker than when you apply it. I'll say that 50,000 times on this channel. You know what? You talked about dinner. Now I'm hungry. I'm going to take, because I can see it and it's something I don't have to think too much about, I'm going to highlight this edge. So I feel like I need to continue. Yikes. Sometimes the paint itself can make your brush too thick. Usually I always go in and wipe my brush a bit to even flatten the bristles out. So I get like a, basically instead of a point, it's kind of flat, but it also has it just has a very thin edge for painting. And this is a non-metallic, so there's going to be a lot of going back and forth. But it'll be worth it. And that's okay, actually. I think it's a little... Yeah, I'm going to go back over it again. Also trying some things out here. I think tonight when I'm playing game, I'm going to be working on green diamonds. I lost my highlight. I think I'm going to continue to lose the highlight. I'm going to go back there and do it after. Okay, that's better. I think. Damn it. Fingers are very good for picking paint off. Alright, there we go. So you're gonna watch and notice that I make mistakes like anybody else. I hear the door close. I think people are home, or at least hubby's home. I'm trying to get that line to be perfectly straight too. Also trying to figure out where the highlight edge of that is. I think I want to say it's right Don't mind me while I concentrate. There we go. Oh. You keep saying that, V. Is it? I'm trying to figure out if you just don't make mistakes to paint over or you just leave them all. I'm trying to figure out what your deal is here because, I mean, I paint over mine all the time. And you know what, when it comes to this thing, there's going to be a lot of painting over mistakes, quote unquote mistakes. Or imperfections. Maybe it's better to call it imperfections. Alright, so it was the latter. It was you make mistakes and then you leave them. Many painters do not make mistakes. You try out to... I like that. I like that. We don't really make mistakes. We try out to new techniques. Happy accidents. I mean, come on. We're all channeling Bob Ross and probably Bill Alexander to a degree around here. I like that. We're all trying new techniques. There are times, yeah, that actually I've actually made a mistake on something like, gee, this is actually better than what I thought it was going to do. I love Happy Well Accidents. I've always loved that name. Honestly, sometimes, you know, what people would consider a mistake really isn't a mistake. Like if I'm painting eyes and I'm painting the whites, you know, over my face rather than just inside the lines, it's not a mistake. I mean, if you leave it, it's a mistake. You know, it's it's an undesirable thing you don't want in your mini. And sometimes people would definitely consider a mistake, but no, it's not. It's very deliberate and part of painting. But said there's a lot of, and I guess you could say the same thing with what I'm doing here. There's a lot of going back and forth, and I guess technically it's not a mistake per se. I hear a husband coming up the stairs. I'm pretty sure he knows I'm still streaming though. A lot of times it just takes some time going back and forth until you get the desired result. So now my painting is drying. I'm actually going to go back here. I'm going to darken this. As I said, a lot of the neat thing about non-metal metallics is it's the contrast that makes it. So the bigger the contrast between your sections, the better. It's a start. It's nowhere. Yeah, this is a start. Obviously, I'm going to want a lot of white. I'm going to have to lighten up a lot of things here. All of these points, I want to do white. I'd be horrified to hear a husband come to, because one, I don't have a husband, two, I don't have stairs. That is, yeah, I think if that was the case, I'd be too. Oh shoot, I just realized it is time. That's why Ball GM is disappearing. He's going off to his stream, so I'm going to give him a sec. So this is a start to my non-metal metallic. If you want to see how this comes out, tune in on Monday. I'm on Monday at 7 o'clock. I hope I don't forget this. And I do Wednesdays at 8:30, both p.m. because there's no way I'm going to stream at 8:30 in the morning. If I wasn't working, I'd be sleeping at 8:30 in the morning if I had my way. So hopefully I'll catch you on those streams. thank you guys all for tuning in. I always love knowing there are people out there that are lurking about listening to me paint. I hope I give you some instructions that you guys find useful. Next time we'll be working more on the non-metal metallic sword. Hopefully I'll be able to paint the diamonds. I will, you know what, you don't ever have to thank me for the stream, because the fact you guys are here is thanks enough. It really is. I mean, yeah, you can throw money at my stream, sure, but just your presence alone. To mention, by the way, if you do throw money at my stream, I do have rewards. If you subscribe for a year, I will get you a mini. I actually put panels that explain this stuff on there. And if I ever get to 50 subs, who knows if that'll ever happen? I think it will, hopefully at some point. If I get to 50 subs, I will give away a mini to one of my subscribers. And of course, there are emotes and things like that that you guys can access that as thank yous for donating money to the stream. I always appreciate it and kind of am surprised. So, what else? This week is also the Craig campaign of Murder Hobo Wink, which is at M Hobo Wink on Twitch. That's Thursday night at 8 p.m. And that's my D&D online experience, and it's a great campaign. I'm having so much fun. And I think that's it. I don't think I'm going to do Between the Rolls this week. One other thing, I want to thank V. Gren's not around, but I wanted to thank V for having me on their show last week. Once again, I'm so sorry my internet crapped out in the middle of it, but it worked out in the end, and it was fun, and I hope to do it again. So, all right, let's go raid the Bald GM, because he just went live, so I vamped enough. And once again, thank you all for being here. That's the biggest thing that matters to me. It's nice because Bald GM was in chat, so I can just pick it up off there. Let's go. And if you haven't followed him, don't forget to refresh and follow him if you don't.